tonight. All right, so Lexi Hall, Kelsey Mitchell, Ty Harris is starting in the place of Caitlin Clark, Mo Billings, and Aaliyah Boston. They are 3-0 with this lineup. With Phoenix, they are 1-1 with this lineup, and they've used this lineup the last couple of times. Lexi Held has been slotted into that starting spot. The first starts of her career, she's done fantastic. Ayayi has been another one in the center spot who has kind of shouldered that lows. DeWanna Bonner, I can say center spot, but Bonner's really been playing the 5 here for Phoenix as of late.
It's a very versatile Phoenix lineup. They have length, physicality, versatility, and they've been able to find some traction here of late. Disappointing loss to the Chicago Sky. Nate Tibbetts had talked about how he felt they had really gotten onto a roll, but let's see if they can get a bounce back one tonight against one of the toughest teams in the league.
Phoenix Mercury come in 8-14. They're expected to be better at this point, but still plenty of season to play. 12-9 for the Indiana Fever. Our crew chief, Fatu Sissoko Stevens, our referee, Mai Forsberg, and our umpire, Don Abazi. And we are underway here from Phoenix. The tip going to the Indiana Fever. They're coming off that game last night against the Sparks. Lost that one, a high-scoring affair again, 106-92. Got back to the Phoenix area about 2:30 in the morning. Mitchell gets the first look at it, and Copper tips it to herself. Contrast in pace between these two teams. The Fever play at the fastest pace here in the league. Phoenix is second slowest. Off the hands there of Bonner. Alyssa Thomas, who leads the league in assists, was trying to find her back door.
Yeah, the uniqueness of Thomas is what makes this team different. As you talked about, she leads the league in assists, but she is a power forward. And so how you have to structure what you do defensively to handle her physicality and her vision, it's a rare combination to have both in a player.
I would even argue maybe one of the most, if not the most unique player here in the league, with her skill set to play 1 through 5 on both ends, and she rips down the rebound there. Boston with her first shot, can't hit it. Still looking for the first bucket for both of these teams, and again, that goes off the hands of Copper. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers. Nate Tibbetts, you talked about it, Kara. He was really frustrated. Felt like the team was trending in the right direction, and then a hiccup against Chicago. He said they were slow and out of rhythm in that game on Tuesday.
It's a long season. One of the things that Phoenix, as they continue to get healthy, which I think is going to be great for them. You know, the time is now, though, to get back. As you see Harris hit that 3, that's a good start for Stephanie White and the Fever. Harris, the veteran, getting the start with Caitlin Clark out. They need to get production from some of their support players outside of Mitchell and Boston.
Ayayi, good take and move. I mentioned that she's been a nice spark, especially in the last 5 to 6 games. Lexi Held have been a much-needed boost here in the starting lineup here for the Mercury. Copper will take it all the way right side, can't get it, no call, will play on. Mitchell surveying things. Oh, she split the difference. She can't put it away. Harris again, same spot, not the same result. She's going to be forced to kind of hit that shot. Been hitting below 30% from 3, though, as a starter this year. Ayayi for 3, she knocks it down. Got all 5 points here for Phoenix. Valerian Ayayi averaging about 15 points per game the last 5 games for Phoenix. Mitchell. That one rattles around from distance. Kelsey Mitchell, 5 straight 20-point games, averaging almost 27 points during that stretch.
This is what makes Valu just really valuable, is her ability to face up and attack, and she's very versatile. And then a great job by Held just to keep her dribble and find her from beyond the arc. Good start for Phoenix on the offensive end.
Offense is definitely one of the areas that's been up and down here for Phoenix. Thomas back to Held. Bonner with the up fake, had Billings up in the air, steps it back for the baseline. She put up 8,000 career points in the last game. Was honored in the pregame in front of the home crowd. That is, puts her in rare air. Here's Held just with 3 seconds here on the shot clock. 2 seconds, 1 second. Held with the offhand. Had to toss it up in a shot clock violation. 3 turnovers early for the Mercury. Stephanie White had talked about defensive energy. She's happy with a little bit of the start here, but again, they gave up 106 points last night against the Sparks.
You know, I don't think there's any doubt, Lisa, that the path to Indiana's contention as Harris hits her second three is through their defensive end. I mean, for them to be a team that is either the last team standing or contending to be the last team standing, they're going to have to defend at a really high level. They go through periods in games where they do it well, and then sometimes they don't.
Mixed results on this road trip as a small sample size. They held Vegas to a season low for opponents, 68 points, and then, as I mentioned, gave up the 106 last night to the Sparks. Thomas leaking out. Man, that's like the third time it's gone off some finger trip or a shoulder or an arm here for Phoenix. And 4 turnovers early for the Mercury.
Now, one of the things that Stephanie White talked about with Ty Harris is just being a veteran and getting her team into the action and executing in the half court. And that's what why she wants to start her, why she wants her in that lineup, just to make sure they're organized in the half court. And that's what why she wants to start her, why she wants her in that lineup, just to make sure they're organized.
And we got the first foul on Lexi Hell. And the first team foul here for Phoenix.
This matchup, and I asked Mercury head coach Nate Tibbetts about his messaging when approaching a game like this. He said, I know there's a lot of attention on this game, but we really haven't talked about all that stuff because we've moved on. We got enough stuff to worry about, and that's playing better basketball. Lisa?
Yeah, they got to figure out how to get back on the winning track. Both of these teams do, coming off of losses. Indiana Fever played last night against the Sparks and lost that one. Aaliyah Boston didn't play last night. She's back in the starting lineup and hits her three, and the threes are the only ways that Indiana has scored here so far. They have 5 of them.
Yeah, they've got quality looks, and that's something that, you know, has been talked about a ton, how Aaliyah Boston has added that three-point shot to the game, and even her quicker trigger than she had even a year ago. To be able to knock that down has opened up Indiana's offense.
Ayayi's been a force and continues to be. 7 of the first 9 points here for Phoenix.
Wasn't in the rotation a ton to start the year, and one of the things that Nate Tibbetts has credited is just her professionalism to stay ready. She can attack. She can do a great job of getting to the rim and utilize her athleticism to be able to exploit the matchup. And she's come out playing really, really well.
The mix of boos and cheers with Sophie Cunningham checking in. Was drafted, of course, in 2019 with Phoenix, had played her entire career in Phoenix the first 6 years until she moved over to the Fever. Actually, last night was even dealing with some back spasms, did not look like herself. But Stephanie White telling us in the pregame she hoped that as much as 100% you could be at this point, she hopes that Sophie's doing a lot better here tonight than she was. Kelsey Mitchell, that's ridiculous. And the first 2 here for the Indiana Fever here tonight. A 17-9 advantage. Monika Koa-Makani. Off the bench the last 3 games here, including tonight. She had been dealing with some hamstring injuries. Another strong take draws the foul. Mitchell will get some free throws coming.
The speed is just something that's hard to teach, and when she gets an angle and is able to turn the corner on you, it's really, really hard, especially going left. And Makoa Makani doing a nice job, and she's someone that played so well for this Phoenix team a year ago. I think as she continues to get in.
Double figures. She does it here tonight. She's well on her way, already with 5 points. She would tie Tamika Catchings with 37 straight. That's the most in Fever franchise history. Bonner shovels it over to Rochon. Lenny Rochon played against Chicago. She's been dealing with a left ankle injury. Both of these teams, and a lot of teams here in the league, dealing with players being in and out with injuries, illness. I mean, shoot, Nate Tibbetts even missed a couple of games ago. Coaching because of illness. Bonner with the kickball. So the shot clock will reset to 14 seconds. Nate Tibbetts frustrated with their performance against the Sky on Tuesday. Season lows in all the wrong areas, 66 points, only 9 assists. And this is during a stretch where Phoenix really has won 4 of its last 6. Fever come in on a 4-game road trip, and they're 1-1. Mitchell from mid-range makes it look so easy.
Oh, what a start for Indiana in this quarter. I mean, second night of a back-to-back, and you know it's a part of this league. You know that you're going to have it, but they've looked really, really sharp.
It's a long 2 for Copper. Yeah, the Fever arrived to the Phoenix area coming from LA after the game last night. Touchdown about 2:30 in the morning. Of course, back-to-backs now look a little bit different than back-to-backs in your day, Kara.
See, you know, the stuff we talked about earlier in the day, I wasn't expecting it to make air. That's all I'm trying to say. Like, it is a lot different, you know, and I'm not complaining. I think it's great. A back-to-back is different. Commercial than it is charter. You know, we used to have to wake up.
You didn't want to share about your
to
Charlotte? What was it, back-to-back?
Oh my gosh, we had a back-to-back. I think it was my rookie year. Charlotte. I'm sorry, Houston to Charlotte.
Right.
Houston to Charlotte. So you lose an hour too. So
you're flying commercial.
We're flying commercial. And we actually got delayed that morning too. I left that out this morning. We got a little delayed, so we got in time for a quick nap and then time to play.
See, it's a good story. I just wanted the rest of America to be able to hear it.
I'm not soft. I didn't want people thinking, that I was complaining about it because I was still ready to play.
That's your projection now.
Yeah.
That's your projection of the story. Mitchell's asking for a review on the foul call, but Stephanie White, she is going to give it to her. All right, so our first coach's challenge. You know, we were doing a game earlier this month, and I bring this up that you felt like when a player twirls their finger, they're like less than 50% accurate.
I think so.
If a coach listens to them in this situation. Ooh, that's a lot of ball.
Yeah. Did Mitchell do the twirl?
Mitchell did the twirl.
Oh, because I saw the other
Boston.
ones.
Boston did the twirl too. It was like a double twirl.
I guess
so does that increase your chances if
no,
it's a double twirl?
I mean, my stat was the player that had the foul,
well,
not
Mitchell
the other players.
Mitchell did do.
Did she do it? Okay.
Yeah, she did.
I saw Leah and Sophie doing it, but I didn't know if that was a cue from her. What a player! I mean, she's so good. I love watching her play. Beat on the back cut. Yeah.
Do you have a comp? A comparison for Kelsey Mitchell?
Mitchell? Ooh. No. No. I'm trying to think.
Maybe that's the greatest compliment.
I mean, staying in front is really, really difficult. I'm trying to think of, players over the years that were like just really difficult to stay in front of.
Yeah.
Successful. There you go.
Successful challenge. It's only because 3 Fever players twirled their fingers, I think.
Yeah.
Increased their chances to that. During that stretch, she's averaging almost 27 points. She's hitting 4 threes. And it just is the consistency. Like every year, her scoring has gone up. And I thought what you said at the start when we were coming on the air, sometimes the individual, when she's playing with someone like Caitlin Clark and some of these other players, you get to always appreciate the individual excellence of each of these players that you get to see.
There's no doubt that Indiana has 3 of the best players in the league on their team, okay? In Mitchell and Clark and Boston. And their abilities, to be able to take over games, to be able to dominate their matchup and stretches, and their connectivity and their production is the core of what they do. And we saw last year when Clark was out with injury, how Boston and Mitchell were really able to come even more to the forefront on the offensive end. And they're going to need those stretches from each of them to get into this race.
Raven Johnson is coming off the bench in that point guard spot. You see Caitlin Clark. precautionary reasons, nursing that back injury here tonight. Thomas can't get it. Mitchell leaking out, finding Cunningham, who will drive, kick out. They move it over to Leah Boston, a much improved three-point shooter, and she drills it from the corner.
A really good job by Indiana in transition to move the ball. It started with Mitchell touching the paint.
Boston again with a leg injury. Second time she sat out was last night. Also sat out in a game in May. Cunningham directing traffic. Here's your combo, Boston and Mitchell. Boston and Alyssa Thomas. How about that matchup? Boston going right at her, chest to chest.
That's a physical matchup down there with Boston and Thomas. And it's one of the reasons why Boston being healthy tonight is huge for Stephanie White, because you must honor the physicality of Thomas. You must have a player that can handle that. And Boston gives them a presence in the paint.
Alyssa Thomas with the finish, her first points. She missed her first 2 shots before that one. Boston calling for it again, this time against Bonner. And Bonner gets a piece. Bonner on the trail, goes right at Maisha Hines-Allen, in for 2. Bonner put up 8,000 career points, up to that milestone in the last game. A milestone that few WNBA players have gotten to in their careers. Boston to Mitchell. Hines-Allen as Copper taps it away. An important part here for the Phoenix Mercury. Sammy Whitcomb checks in for the first time this season. Listen to this. They're dealing with a left knee scope and back and playing for the first time.
You can hear the reaction from the crowd, and she's such a valuable part of this team. Her voice, her leadership, but honestly her ability. She can toggle between the 1 spot and the 2 spot. She's a lights out shooter. You can't leave her open, and we know Phoenix has struggled with consistency on the offensive end. And just her confidence, her overall presence. This is a big deal for Phoenix to have her back into the lineup.
You don't normally get that kind of reaction when a reserve checks in, but to your point, this is a very basketball-savvy crowd. They understand the importance of Whitcomb to this team and this franchise. Carl McCarty, her second deep shot. 2 for 2 tonight. Thomas takes it. And Mo Billings pushing her away. Thomas commits the foul. Loose ball foul, that's her first. Suarez checking in. Signed to a developmental contract, a rookie here in the league this year. Mitchell against Whitcomb. And once again, we'll go back to the free throw line. Sitting on 9 points, just needs 1 to get into double figures here tonight.
What way does she like to go?
Left,
yeah.
I believe. Yeah. What way is it hard to stop?
Yeah. It's hard. You know what? What's interesting about that is it's so easy to sit here and say that. I'm not saying that. I'm kind of saying that sarcastically, but you can know that, and the great players, they still kind of get to their spots, and they still do the things that they can do. So it's like anyone sitting at home being like, hey, she's going left.
Right.
Like, keep her
Stop her.
Yeah, you try. You try to do that.
What is it about her as a great player that she's able to get to her spot?
Well, it starts with just her speed, her burst. I mean, she can get by anybody. You see when she accelerates, and then she has the ability to knock down the 3, so you have to be close enough to be able to be in airspace to challenge that. And then you're close enough to challenge that, and then she's by you. And that's the beauty of terrific scorers, ones that can score from the three-point line and also have the quickness and the skill to be able to get by you. You know, it's obviously a poor decision by Kelsey there on the defensive end. And, you know, Indiana's gotten loose here in the last 2-3 minutes of this quarter defensively. I thought for the better part of that quarter, they played pretty solidly. Phoenix helped them with the turnovers. What a group. And the thing I like about all three of them, as we see how good Kelsey and Aaliyah have been to start the game on the offensive end, is they're getting better. You know, you talked about Kelsey Mitchell's trajectory and how she's continued to improve. Aaliyah Boston, over the last couple seasons, improved leaps and bounds, and she was already really good when she came into the league. And so you look at that growth and improvement, and you look at the score, and you're like, this is a team that can contend, or should be able to contend for a long time.
Let's bring in Morgan Reagan with more on the three.
Yeah, and it's a franchise first that 3 members of the Indiana Fever will start the 2026 WNBA All-Star Game. And I asked Boston about what it says about this team to have 3 All-Star starters, and she said, I think it's a blessing, honestly. I mean, they work so hard, and so to see their work recognized, I mean, I love that for them, as Boston is also scoring a career-best 17 points per game.
They just all got to stay healthy, right, to entertain the fans and be able to play in that All-Star game. Of course, the reserves voted on by the coaches. Caitlin Clark out with the back injury. Ethan Johnson penetrating, gets her own miss. Wow, looky what I found. Where'd she come from?
Phoenix out of that timeout defensively comes out in their 2-3 zone. We've seen a lot more of that over the last few weeks from Phoenix defensively. They get the first shot that they want as Suarez hits the 3. We'll see if they stay in it or they go back to man. No, they're staying in the zone here.
Suarez coming off the bench is a perfect 2 for 2. That includes a 3-pointer. 5 points off the bench. Cunningham up fake drives. Goes right at Suarez to draw the foul. In that first quarter, Indiana started out cold. They were 1 for 6 and then finished the quarter 8 of 10. Remember, Phoenix was sloppy to start the quarter. 4 turnovers in the first 3 minutes and 45 seconds, and then they cleaned it up and didn't commit a turnover the rest of the quarter. And this is where we stand, a 1-point game. Make it a 2-point game after the free throw from Cunningham. Well, I touched down at the Phoenix airport last night and saw a Sophie Cunningham advertisement coming down the escalator.
I did too, but they're booing her right now.
No.
But I did too. I didn't understand. She was in the Phoenix airport, and you know, she plays in Indiana, and now they're booing her. What's up with that?
You know,
yeah.
Fans can be fickle, Kara. I don't know if you know that. In and out for Whitcomb. Whitcomb, 306 career 3-pointers off the bench. She's tied with someone named Kara Lawson for the most in WNBA history.
So I should have been rooting for that to go out. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Is that why you wanted it out?
No.
The Kara Lawson effect.
She'll get it soon.
Whitcomb off the hands there of Harris, draws the turnover. Phoenix's first since the first 4 minutes. Cunningham can't get it. Ayai. And a good start. That's a long 2. Valerian Ayai. 9 points now to start. She's only missed 1 shot. A unique story. Like 11 years between her rookie year back in 2015. And returning to the league here this year. Nearly picked off. Fever keep it. Hall fires. She hits. Above 50% shooting from 3 tonight for the Fever.
Great extra pass by Cunningham there. You understand as Nicole McConney went for it and then finds Hull in the corner. Indiana doing a terrific job beyond the arc. 7 for 13 in this first half from 3.
Ayai to Suarez, splits the difference. Nice move, can't pay it off with the finish. Harris on the move, got the start at the point guard spot with no Caitlin Clark here tonight. Their numbers have been up, small sample size in 3 games as a start. Shoulder shake there for Hall. Lexi Hall coming off a good scoring performance last night too, 14 points against the Sparks. She's got 8 already. McConney to Suarez, they're targeting her. out to Whitcomb. Still can't get 307. McConney dancing a little pet, and she hits. 11 points already in 8 minutes for Cole McConney. And she had missed 4 straight games with a left hamstring injury after she had started 9 straight. You can see the talent that she provides here for Phoenix. Whitcomb gets tied up on that screen. 6 seconds here to work with. And it'll be Phoenix basketball.
Indiana doing a great job. The WNBA history, it's a Hall of Fame career. And you look at her longevity and how many different roles that she's played on winning teams. A champion, a winner, and someone that's had the discipline to play this long. It takes a lot of discipline, Lisa, to play this long and to continue to be productive at her age.
You talk about a 6th player, the starter, to a defensive person, to a 5 player that she's played here this year. Alyssa Thomas with the lay-in, and Morgan, AT, is someone who knows DeWanda Bonner probably the best. Paige Morgan. Paige Morgan. Morgan Reagan on line 1.
Hey, can you guys hear me now?
We got you plugged in.
There we go. Talk a little bit about DB, because you're right, AT was talking about her before the game, and she said, I think people forget that she is top of the league in scoring. 3rd player in WNBA to ever do that. Just super happy to be a part of her journey and see that she still has more left in the tank. And you guys, that's after 17 seasons.
It's the longevity piece that you've talked about. You were asking her about it. It's just all about, you know, obviously taking care of her body, which sometimes is easier said than done for some players.
Yeah, she said there was a shift change for her after having her twins. She said that's when I really had to lock in and understand, you know, each day what I have to give. And certainly, as she's gotten older, there's less practices for DB, you know, to make sure that she's fresh for games, and that's normal for a veteran at that stage of their career. It's not a lot of practices. She's kind of seen all the coverages, seen all the schemes, and it's about getting her body ready on game day.
And of course, the cold tub becomes her best friend. Mitchell, that's a long 2. As she steps it back, it ends a 7-0 Mercury run. Maxey held. Well, tosses it away. Harris on the move. Back to Billings. A 2-on-1. Fever connects. A couple of steals here for Ty Harris. The Fever led by as many as 12 here so far. Except led by just a bucket. Held the 4-year DePaul products. Kicks it out. Ayayi. In and out.
I thought that one was in.
Yeah, I did too. She did as well. Just her 2nd miss. She's at 10 points. Back in the starting lineup again for Phoenix. She's getting tied up though with Billings. And Ayayi will pick up the foul.
Excellent job by Ty Harris just to push the pace. Textbook 2-on-1 finish there, delivers it at the right time, and transition. You know, I think it's no surprise. This is every team, but when Indiana's, you know, pushed it with great pace, they've gotten good things. Whether that's early post hits, whether that's attacking the paint and getting their 3-point shots. Anytime they've been able to, off of a turnover or missed shot, get some good pace going to the rim, it's been great for them.
And Mitchell with the drive and kick. You know, it's their strength. They average the most points per game and the fastest pace here in the league. Cole McConney not there, but Thomas with a cleanup job. Alyssa Thomas now at 6 points. Johnson trying to use Boston as a screener, and in tree territory puts it away. Copper, who hit a 3-pointer from the corner there, hits another. Back-to-back looks for Kalia Copper. 8 points, she's a perfect 2 for 2 from 3. His last 2 coming in the last couple of possessions. Boy, Mitchell And she's got all kinds of shots in her repertoire. Copper, nothing but net. She's heating up a little bit too. Highlighted the 2 scoring guards at the top. Now we've seen a little back and forth between the two. Oh, with the post entry pass to Boston, looking for a foul call, won't get it. McConney, one-handed pass, Copper leaping out. And Phoenix running on the Fever. Last lead was when it was 5-3. They take the 1-point advantage. Mitchell pulls up short. Mitchell, the drive, the dish. Cunningham gets a look. And a foul on the floor. Head back the other way. They got Johnson over the back.
This is a two-man game in the middle of the floor, and with Thomas, it's really hard because you don't want to switch that action. But you have to keep chest in front. And then Indiana a little bit late to climb up to challenge Akoa Makani, who is looking really confident on the offensive end tonight. I mean, 14 points to lead the team off the bench.
Yeah, her season high is 19. But efficient, 14 points in 12 minutes. Thomas with the 2. And now it's the Mercury on that 14-4 run, 2.5 and counting. Fever playing without Caitlin Clark, sitting out with the back injury. She played last night against the Sparks, but in reduced time, season low numbers in terms of points and minutes played.
Ka doing a great job just getting into the lane and dumping it off to Thomas. And this is what we talked about with Indiana. Like, they go through these stretches where the defense is just porous. I mean, 29 points given up in the second quarter. You go back to the last 2-3 minutes of the first quarter where they got loose again. And these are the areas where, you know, I know Stephanie White wants them to be able to lock in and be able to get some stops and be a little more disruptive. Phoenix is too comfortable and free and easy on the offensive end right now.
See, Mitchell committed the second personal. I mean, really, though, Phoenix, remember, they committed those 4 early turnovers in the first, 3 minutes of these games. And they've done a good job kind of cleaning it up since that point. You know, first quarter, it was Indiana hitting the threes. They were 6 of 10, but just 1 of 6 in the second quarter. And then Phoenix outscored the Fever in the second quarter by 10 points. And that's where we stand, 53-47.
Okay, so 2 early quick fouls here by Indiana in the half court. And I like what Phoenix is trying to do. They're featuring Valu right out of the half. An ISO situation, she drives, Mitchell picks up the foul, then they look to post it. Boston kept kicking it out. They get a second foul. That's the size advantage that you get with Bonner and Valu on the wings.
They find Thomas, who knows exactly where Bonner was sitting. She knew that one was off the mark, chases her own miss, and earns the possession back. 14 seconds left on the shot clock.
This is a long defensive possession for Indiana. Foul,
Longer
deflection.
What they want, that's for sure. Yeah, to your point, the second personal foul for Mitchell, and 2 fouls now on Boston. Again, Indiana playing without Caitlin Clark. Played last night in LA, not tonight, out with the back injury as Thomas gets the first points of the third quarter. Mitchell leading all scorers with her 15 points, 5 of 9 shooting. Her 37th straight game in double figures. Tying a Fever franchise record. Over to Harris. Didn't even get a shot off. It's like unaware of the shot clock.
That was bottled up a little bit. I mean, on that kick, I thought Harris should have attacked that closeout right away. Hesitated. Akoa Makani does a great job starting the second half instead of held because of you know, how well she's played. Nate Tibbetts going with the hot hand. But when Phoenix bears down and sits and guards you, man, it's tough to score.
The three-point shooting as Copper launches another one. They were 8 of 15 in the first half. That was a strength, and that's better strength for them here tonight. Phoenix is one of the top defensive rated teams here in the league here this year. And Nate Tibbetts special. Paul, pump fake. And she's in double figures with 10.
She's been solid, poised. She's bringing what she normally does, but I think she has extra attention in terms of being offensively aggressive tonight, knowing that they need points from her. Already in double figures for Lexi Hull. It's been a solid performance so far.
And it's the second personal here on Harris.
Different intensity to Phoenix defensively to start the quarter, or to start the half. You know, they're